1. Alright. Audio is good. OBS is good. And we is live. Again.
Been a minute, motherfuckers.
Yes, it certainly has. And yeah, just like we streamed for my birthday this year, now we are streaming for Keyson's birthday. It's his 25th. No applause, just throwing money. Actually, I don't think I'm eligible for super chats yet, so...
Damn it. It's all good. It's all good. I have a job.
Shit. Oh.
But yeah, happy motherfucking birthday to me. It's gonna be a heck of a night, ninjas. So what are we looking at?
Well, I remember.
Oh.
Yeah, you wanted to. Hold up a second.
See if we can watch the Godzilla -1 trailers on the stream.
Yeah, let's try to hopefully we can. Well, I don't know, Japan's kind of notorious for being assholes about their copyright.
Yeah. You got him in, though. That's a badass thumbnail, the top one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Crazy thing about this... Whoa!
What?
An acorn hit the roof. And it sounded like a goddamn gunshot. Gotta say, damn it, Nick, you're nowhere near allowed here.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother-in-law has a pistol. But he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing with it. Like, I know more about gun shit than he does. I have my FOID card. I have my FOID card, and I don't even know how the fuck he got his.
Do you have to do FOID cards in South Carolina?
Yep.
Oh, well, that sucks.
No, I have a FOID card.
Yeah, well,
I got it 6 months ago.
Right. Well, I mean, in Missouri, you don't need one. You just need to have a valid ID and pass a background check.
Yep.
Yeah,
I also own...
We might actually
and
be
I also own a...
Sorry.
I was just gonna say, I own a .40 Taurus.
You own a .40 caliber Taurus. It's not .40, it's just 40.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm good. I had to turn into a grammar Nazi for a second.
Yeah. And not only do I have a FOID card, I also have a concealed carry permit.
Oh, there you go. I was gonna say I think Missouri is a constitutional carry state, but I could be wrong about that. Which a constitutional carry state is a state where you don't need a specified permit to conceal carry or open carry a firearm. You could just carry one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I think Missouri is a constitutional carry state. I know Texas is. I know Arizona is. I know there's a few other states in America that are constitutional carry, and I want to say Missouri's one of them. Anyways.
I didn't need a card after all, because it says here, South Carolina is an open carry state.
Oh, there you go.
So I guess I wasted my time getting the fucking card. Well, you live and you learn.
Sometimes it's better to be safe than serving time for a unlawful carry.
Yeah, thankfully, I'm just thankful I haven't had to use it on an invader yet.
Yeah, let's fingers crossed that it stays that way. And I'm assuming you're keeping it. I'm assuming you're keeping it locked up in a place where Bella can't reach it.
Yep. Duh. I'm stupid, but I'm not irresponsible.
There you go. That's how as gun owners should be. Stupid but not irresponsible.
Yep. Kind of want to get a rifle next. But yeah. But funny thing about the design in Godzilla -1, it let's just say that when the 2014 film was announced like 15 years ago, let's just say that when it was said that Godzilla was going to be computer generated for 5 years before the movie came out, I was that's basically what I imagined the new American Godzilla would look like.
Spikes and all.
Almost classic and AI.
Yeah, I mean
it looks like it's going to be almost a straightforward remake of the original, except it's set in the late 40s and not 1954.
Yeah, so not too long after Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yeah, let's just say that Japan was already devastated from the bombings and they were in the process of rebuilding, and then they're already at zero, but then Godzilla shows up and plunges the country into a negative state.
Oof. Godzilla -1, now I get the title.
Yep, that's the title.
Whew. God damn, Japan just can't catch a break.
Why?
I mean, they're already. This is already immediately not too long after they just got nuked into the stratosphere twice.
Yep.
Now you have this big ass kaiju wrecking what's left of your country.
And keep in mind, Godzilla is a symbol of nuclear warfare because he's highly radioactive.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, when we watch the trailer, and you see how his atomic breath ability works, you'll see what I mean. Actually, better yet, just instead of clicking on a trailer, just type in Godzilla -1 atomic breath clip. We don't see the actual blast, but we see what his back does as he's charging up.
Oh.
Second clip.
Yeah. I'm going to mute that. Just to be safe.
Okay.
The way they just kind of... Say what?
Yeah, they stretch out as if the hammer going back on the gun, and before he fires, they all go back in.
Yeah, I kind of like the sort of domino effect that is, like one just immediately following the other.
It's like a redoing of it's like a different take on how the MonsterVerse Godzilla charges up his atomic breath.
Right. Whew.
Dude, that scene was dark as hell in the theater. Until that whole sequence was dark as hell until Godzilla brought out the atomic breath.
Can't even get a good look at him.
And again, yeah, good luck.
Slow down playback speed to quarter speed. Maybe that'll work. Oh. Close enough.
I think that's sped up. I think that's just sped up for the trailer.
It probably is.
I'm seeing it on December 1st.
Oh, there you go.
We already got tickets.
Yep, that that figures. I don't know what the next movie I see in the theater is going to be. But I'm leaning towards John Woo's new movie Silent Night, which is supposed to be out at the beginning of December.
Sweet.
Yeah, have you seen... I think I shared the trailer with you for that one.
I think you did.
Which... A whole-ass action movie that's supposed to be told entirely without dialogue. That's either going to be a masterpiece or a disaster, and with John Woo, I'd say there's a 95% chance that it's going to be a masterpiece.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Just add that to a list of action movies to really get behind for the holiday season. Pair that with like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard, and I'm going to throw a criminally overlooked one out. Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck and Charlize Theron.
Bruh.
If you're going to watch Reindeer Games, make sure you watch the 2-hour, the 125-minute director's cut, not the 105-minute theatrical version, because that movie was produced by the Weinsteins, and they fucked over John Frankenheimer so hard in the theatrical cut.
Well, the Weinsteins are garbage people, so...
Yeah, fucking people over just comes naturally to them. Figuratively
really
and literally.
Creepy. Yeah, no shit. They're really fucking creepy ass people.
Wouldn't surprise me if they were Epstein regulars.
Oh, I have no doubt in my head that they were Epstein regulars.
Did you know Andrew Tate is a fan of Jeffrey Epstein?
That does not surprise me in the fucking slightest.
He is!
Jesus Christ.
I think he actually referred to Epstein as a pimp, and we know Tate thinks that pimps are glamorous, that pimping is a glamorous lifestyle. It's like, fucker, you're facing a long time in prison for pimping, you dumbass sumbitch.
Anyway, in other news, they released another trailer for the new Monarch show.
Yeah, which I haven't seen that yet, and I don't want to run the risk of Apple TV copyright claiming us.
Yeah, let's not, but supposedly it's going to show both the 2014 Godzilla and the evolved 2019 and 2021 Godzilla. You know, when his dorsal plates look different.
Nice.
They look like maple leaves in the 2014 film, but then in the later films they look like the classic dorsal plates.
Right.
Originally, Michael Dougherty just did that because, well, you know, classic reference.
Right.
As well as the classic Godzilla thrown here and there in that movie. But in the prequel novel to Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla Aftershock, when Godzilla is fighting the Muto Prime, his dorsal plates get destroyed, and they happen to fuse back with radiation, and they happen to be in the shape of the classic spines.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love it.
Very nice. Ugh. I'm probably... I mean, you're more of a kaiju guy than I am. My main reason for watching that show would probably just be... Well, one...
Kurt Russell's.
Well, yeah, one... Wyatt Russell and Kurt Russell being in it, even though they're playing the same character years apart in age.
Hey, that's pretty clever.
It is. But also because... And also because... I'm sorry.
Go on.
But also because outside of Godzilla 2014, I actually do like the MonsterVerse movies a lot.
Yeah, well, we're probably getting a trailer for Godzilla X Kong by the end of this month or December.
Well, it's supposed to be out. It's supposed to be out either in March or April of next year, I think. Right?
It was supposed to be March, but strike pushed it back to April.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't give a fuck about this strike.
Yeah, as far as I know,
the strike caused San Diego Comic-Con legendary.
Nah.
Like, Legendary opted out because of the writer's strike. So, and we were supposed to get our first official look at Godzilla X Kong at this year's San Diego Comic-Con. Fucking assholes.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure writers get paid penny. I'm pretty sure writers get paid plenty. I mean, where's the strike for servers? Where's the strike for nurses and doctors? Well, actually, nurses make enough. Nurses don't make enough, but doctors apparently do.
Yeah. As far as I know, those professions don't have unions.
Just angry that, that apparently they feel the need to strike over something so dumb.
Well, it's not just over studios wanting to use AI to replace writers, which AI is Michael Bay said it best, AI doesn't create, it only imitates.
Yeah.
But also because writers have not been receiving... I mean, writers are typically paid dog shit anyway, but they've especially been not receiving as much as they probably could be or should be receiving from residuals in, like, streaming services.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the same thing with actors, although actors are substantially more egotistical than writers.
That sounds about right.
Which the writer's strike is over now, but as far as I know, the actor's strike is still ongoing, and it's gonna at least still be ongoing until possibly sometime into a period of time into 2024. Which, I mean, I've seen some of what passes for movies lately with Hollywood, and I have a clip here that can perfectly summarize what I think about most of what's been coming out over the last 5-10 years.
It's just so mediocre to the point where it's cringy.
Perfect.
It is. It's physically painful how mid most movies are now.
No shit.
Especially mainstream ones. Like, I've been watching a lot of more, like, direct-to-video stuff lately. I'm a huge Scott Adkins fan. If you haven't seen Scott Adkins stuff, you fucking need to get on it, because he's got some goddamn good movies. If you weren't a fan of how Snake Eyes completely foobarred one of G.I. Joe's best characters, well, there's a movie that can fill that ninja void for you, and Scott Adkins is in it, and it's literally called Ninja. Then you can check out its sequel, Ninja Shadow of a Tear.
Yeah. Did you know that supposedly Soldier was supposed to be a sequel to Blade Runner?
I saw that because I think it was written by the guy who penned Ridley Scott's Blade Runner, which sounds about right.
I wonder if there's any xenomorph references in Blade Runner.
As many times as I've watched the first Blade Runner, I I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, how cool would it have been if we got an Alien movie with Harrison Ford in it, though?
Huh?
I mean, we're getting another Alien movie next year.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's going to be called Alien Romulus.
Yeah, or we're supposed to be getting a new Alien movie next year. The newest Alien movie I've seen was Alien Resurrection, and that came out in the late 90s.
Yeah, and it almost killed the franchise.
Well, that'll happen when your movie is being written by Joss Whedon.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but can we just agree that Alien 3 and Alien Resurrection were just so bad?
I saw the only version of Alien 3 that I've seen, because there's two versions. There's the one that got released in theaters, and there was a work print version that was like closer to that was basically the movie that David Fincher wanted to make, and David Fincher wanted to release, but of course he had studio hacks fighting him at every turn. The version of Alien 3 that I saw, I didn't dislike. I kind of liked some of the ideas they had in it, but it wasn't like, I wouldn't call it a train wreck. It's just okay.
Right.
I think at least the work print, quote unquote, director's cut of Alien 3 that I saw, I think is just okay. Alien Resurrection was shit.
Shit.
It was vintage late 90s trash. And not even the good kind.
You mean there's such thing as good trash?
There's some good 90s trash movies out there. Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
Of course!
Of course!
You knew I had to.
God bless Raul Julia for that movie, man.
A freaking men, dude. A freaking men.
For you, the day Bison graced your village with his presence was the most important moment of your life. But for me, it was Tuesday. It's one of the greatest movie villain lines in history.
No kidding. So how do you feel about a Charlie video? Because I got a good one we can see.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, type in Penguin Zero Madison Russo. He made a video about it a few days ago. Did you hear about Madison Russo's sentencing?
I heard that she was sentenced. I heard it's a pretty hefty sentence, but I haven't really kept up with the situation at all.
She got a 10-year suspended sentence and 3 years probation.
Not good enough.
Yeah, fuck that. Fuck the justice system and fuck white privilege.
You and I both know white privilege is a fucking myth.
It is a fucking myth, but I needed something to throw out there.
Right? I was like, what are you, a San Francisco college kid?
No, I didn't go to college for that reason. Just a fucking liberal.
But,
Anyway.
I think it's more like, well, you consider, even if she's not getting the sentence she deserves for faking the illness that she faked having, and stealing and basically defrauding people via donations, her face and her name are now synonymous with with everything with fraud. So she's pretty much fucked her life over regardless.
You wanna know one of the things that started to cause her story to unravel? She stole a photo of a treatment going on, but the plugin was a plugin from the UK.
Oh.
But yeah, let's watch the video.
On TikTok, there lives many evils, some cringe, some criminal. Just like the Force with the Jedi and the Sith, there exists a balance. And today, we're gonna tiptoe and tap dance all over that line between cringe and criminal as we look at a completely deplorable individual named Madison who hatched a diabolical scheme to fake cancer, apparently with the goal of getting her family back together. At least according to her, that's the statement she made in court as to...
Really?
That's the dumbest fucking excuse I've ever heard.
No, I know exactly what that is. That is...
Oh, shit!
I'm sorry, can you play that again?
Oh. There it is.
Oh, shit!
Oh, yeah.
Any time of the day is a good time to use the Stephen Ogg bullshit.
Yeah, no kidding.
I love how most people know Stephen Ogg for being Trevor in GTA 5, but it's like, you know, he does do other things.
Right.
He was pretty good as Simon in The Walking Dead, at least from the few clips of it I have seen. I kind of stopped watching The Walking Dead after the first episode of Season 7. I was just like, I don't care anymore.
I'm tempted to make a video on this shit. You know, which means I'm gonna need your technical difficulties clip.
Trying to think. I actually just saw Stephen Ogg in VHS 99. He's a game show host in one of the segments.
Really?
Yeah, and there's a bit where he gets tortured in his tidy whities. He actually wears tidy whities like Trevor Phillips.
Yeah.
So one of these times I'm going to send you his Old Spice commercial because he has a couple of pretty rad Old Spice ads.
Yeah, dude. Sure.
Alrighty. Alright, let's keep on with... Charlie's looking very disappointed at us.
Yep, he is. He's like, why are you talking around bullshit? Watch my video for your stream, ninja.
He's like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just...
Yellow.
He's looking like, I'm not mad at you. I'm just disappointed.
I almost said the actual N-word instead of ninja. Wait, I didn't say the actual N-word, right?
I didn't hear it.
I was gonna say, because I meant to say ninja.
I was probably talking over you.
Well, if I accidentally said the N-word, I apologize. I meant to say ninja. I'm an idiot.
Just blame the autism.
That excuse can only work so many times.
Fair enough.
Yeah, let's move on.
the motive behind faking cancer, which, if that really was the goal of it, that is a worse plan than anything Ed, Edd n Eddy ever hatched for jawbreakers back in the day. It makes no sense, but basically, she faked cancer, eventually started getting, like, public speaking gigs, I suppose. She documented her battle with it in an attempt to like uplift people, I suppose. She also made a GoFundMe which collected like $37,000, which turns this whole thing from just a complete fabrication for the sake of attention, possibly, into a full-blown scam where she was taking money from people under a complete lie. And then eventually the whole house of cards came crumbling down after an investigation concluded that she made everything up. Now, I can't find the first videos she started to post about this. It only exists, from what I can find, in a Ray William Johnson video he just posted covering this, so I'm just going to show you a clip from that.
They found a mass on my pancreas, and I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer at just 19 years old.
Oh, but that's not even the worst part. She also had leukemia.
The 5-year outlook of survival is a slim 11%.
But does all this stop Madison? No way. She sees it as an opportunity to document her battle and uplift others.
What an incredibly evil thing to lie about. Now, of course, she's far from the only person on the cyberspace to lie about having cancer. In fact, there was a really recent story I just talked about like a month ago about a poker player who lied about having terminal cancer in order to raise money to enter a poker tournament. But
I've said this before and I'll say it again, speaking as someone who has lost relatives to cancer. Anybody who fakes having that disease, I don't care what your reasoning is, you are basically subhuman to me.
Just human trash.
If you were in my toilet bowl, the first thing I would be reaching for is the plunger. My bath
Amen.
mat means more to me than you do. And I make no apologies for harboring that sentiment. Anybody who fakes having any illness, but especially cancer, you are dead
He's
to
a
me.
piece of shit. You're a piece of shit if you do that.
Just take your humanity card and
Burn
burn it, and then fuck off.
Or shove it up your ass.
For just fuck off for the rest of your life.
Right.
Just take a refrigerator box full of dicks and choke them all down.
Yep. Alright, now that we're done raging.
But anyway, back to Madison. So she posted a lot of update content going over what was happening, and this includes photos that she would take. Photos that she would stage, since she didn't actually have cancer. And I can't find a ton of them. The only one that I can find that was a big smoking gun is, again, from Ray William Johnson's video. So he's got, like, all of the old artifacts here to preserve the story, I guess. So I'll show you a picture of it here, which is this. And a lot of medical professionals saw this and noticed that there was some very fishy shit going on here. It was starting to raise some red flags, sound the alarm bells that, this may not be a case of her having cancer, but instead an undiagnosed case of terminal clout disease.
The first red flag should have been that she wasn't losing hair or weight.
She tried to cut off her split ends and say it was hair that fell out, but those are clearly fucking split ends, bitch.
Wow.
Yeah, the audacity of this bitch. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. The Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, the Witch, and the audacity of this bitch.
Nice.
I should write a book about her. Maddie Russo and the audacity of this bitch. Seriously, the audacity.
Yeah,
Like that one guy in the Trying to Make Me Bad 35 video when he had the audacity to put macaroni and cheese inside a damn banana.
Yeah, because I remember... Jesus Christ. I remember my dad's weight. I at least remember my dad's general build before he was diagnosed and right before he passed. And it was like... my dad was a big dude. I mean, he was he was a corrections officer, and he was a bodybuilder. He was like 6'2", 250-ish. Big motherfucker. I mean, you could tell he wrestled in high school and college. And when and before he passed, he was like, he looked like a goddamn Warsaw refugee.
Oh,
It was...
that's not good.
No. Like, he lost so much weight.
Cancer does that.
From his diagnosis. He lost so much weight between pre-diagnosis and his death. And... Yep, fuck this woman.
Yeah, she can die.
Well, she's already fucked up her whole life anyway, because this is going to haunt her for the rest of her years. She might as well just change her name and use some of that defrauded donation money to change her looks, because there's no way she's going to be able to hold a regular type job. Although, Maddie, I hear Gilster Mary Lee is hiring. So, oh, yeah, that fucking factory job that I was working prior to my current job. They don't have a vetting process over there. They'll take literally anybody. There were actual child molesters on my shift.
The fuck?
Which is one of the main reasons I quit. Factory
They'll
jobs...
fucking hire anybody, won't they?
Factory jobs will take anybody just as long as they are mobile and willing to work. They do not care.
Yeah, fuck that place.
There were registered sex offenders on my shift, so I was just like, fuck this place, I'm out.
Yeah. That karaoke guy I was working for 2 years ago, he was a registered sex offender. He assaulted a 24-year. He assaulted a senior-year-old when he was 24. And I'm pretty sure if you're a registered sex offender, kids are not allowed to live with you. And he lives with his wife and her kids.
Yeah, that's no, you shouldn't. You can't do that.
That's the case. Yeah. Remember those swamp donkeys we were talking about?
Yeah.
That's them.
I just remember that Ron White bit where he says...
A big chunk of it.
Sorry, what?
Go ahead.
I was saying, I just remember this...
You go ahead.
I just remember this Ron White bit where he says that he supports a measure that if you're a convicted sex offender, you should be required to put a sign in your yard or on your door that says you're a convicted sex offender, because I don't care about your rights anymore. And I'd like to know where to get one of those signs, because I'd like to keep some kids out of my yard.
Yeah, I do another joke where apparently Gabriel Iglesias got drunk, and apparently our friends got drunk. Well, let's just say the story ended with one of these kids stopped messing with his yard. And so they said, I told him you are a registered sex offender, bro. Like, what the hell? I'm sorry, but if anyone spread that false bullshit about me, I fucking kill them. I don't care about fucking jail. You're gonna make up that kind of lie about me and try and ruin my life. Fuck you. I have kids to raise.
There you go.
Michael's due date is April 4th. Well, actually, no. Michael's due date is April 6th.
Woo!
Yeah, and I hope he comes before or after April 6th, because April 6th is the same birthday as that one Haley bitch I used to be good friends with, but she's not my friend anymore since she's a fucking lying ass little hoe. And it's funny, she wants to make comments about my marriage, but she's literally been knocked up by a worthless piece of shit.
Ugh.
Now, the only thing I would say to her is at least my baby's gonna grow up in a healthy environment.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, but enough about my drama. Let's finish the video.
Yeah.
God rest her soul. So the medical professionals pointed out a lot of things that just didn't make sense about the photo. Some inconsistencies, not even using real medical tape, just a laundry list of problems with the photo, and anonymously reported it as suspicious. It got the attention of the Eldridge Police Department, and they conducted an investigation, eventually subpoenaed for medical records from Madison, and found that she'd never been diagnosed with any kind of cancer or tumor from any medical facilities. So it turns out her cancer diagnosis is about as real as Goat Man, which is to say, not real at all. Sorry to all the Goat Man enthusiasts out there. I don't mean to burst your bubble. I know it's a tough pill to swallow, but it is what it is. He's not real. But what is real is this mugshot right here. Madison was arrested in January. I also didn't mention that even outside of like that one big photo that a lot of people pointed out and heavily scrutinized for...
You were saying about the eyeliner?
Jesus. Is that enough eyeliner for you? Yeah. I said, Jesus, is that enough eyeliner?
I'm just remembering that scene in Last Boy Scout when... I'm just remembering that scene in Last Boy Scout when Bruce Willis is like, his character's having an argument with his wife, and he goes, they're talking about their daughter Danielle Harris's character. And he's like, you let her wear so much makeup, she looks like a goddamn raccoon.
She does look like a fucking raccoon person here.
I come in the house and think, Christ, it's a burglar. I almost shot her twice. And I'm sure all the girls at her school don't put it on with a paint sprayer.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I can't look at this sometimes.
She looks like what happens when you order Jennifer Carpenter, like mid-2000s Jennifer Carpenter from Wish.
Oh, God.
Exorcism of Emily Rose looking ass.
Sorry, don't order get. Deborah Morgan looking ass.
Somehow,
hey, they found they're gonna cast a reboot. That's what they're gonna cast in the Dexter reboot. Damn.
Yeah, if Emily Rose was somehow even more ratchet before the possession.
Yeah.
Or the exorcism.
Oof, it's been years since I've seen that movie.
Oh.
Okay, shall we move on?
That is the face of, I'm about to cut this bitch.
Uh-huh.
Mugshot right here.
That's great.
Madison was arrested in January. I also didn't mention that even outside of like that one big photo that a lot of people pointed out and heavily scrutinized for inconsistencies, she was posting other photos that weren't hers, apparently. She would use photos from actual cancer patients and post them as if they were her updates, which is unbelievably evil. Like, the whole thing is so genuinely disgustingly evil, But, like, to me, when I learned that portion of it, I couldn't believe just how low she sunk for this. Also, it was recommended that Madison not face prison time because she didn't have criminal history and had good grades in college, was employed, which made her less likely to reoffend. Which I think is a bunch of baloney. What a load of dirty barnacles. What do her good grades in college have to do with anything here and her ability to lie about having cancer again? No, she'll never do this again. Wait, look at her report card. She has an A in kinesiology. Obviously she's not going to pull this stunt again. Don't be ridiculous. No prison time at all. She's learned her lesson. Just slap her on the wrist, send her home.
I have a clip that could perfectly summarize my sentiment towards that.
Yep.
How does the inside of your colon smell? Because you're pretty fucking far up there.
Perfect.
It's like, who cares if... It doesn't matter that she has no criminal history. It doesn't matter that she did well in college. It doesn't matter. What matters is she lied about being sick and stole money from people who thought they were giving to a good cause, helping somebody fight pancreatic cancer, which, by the way, is one of the shittier forms of cancer that you can get.
She also supposedly had leukemia and a tumor the size of a football wrapped around her spine. There's no fucking way she was still walking around with all that.
Yeah, anybody who knows anything about cancer would already know. Hold on, let me find the,
This nigga was clearly lying.
Any time of the stream is a good time for a Dave Chappelle clip. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay. I thought I'd lost you for a second there.
Nope.
Oh. I love that Charlie goes to dirty barnacles.
Well, you can't cuss too much in videos now, apparently.
That or I mean Charlie never really cares. He just kind of says what he wants. So I think it's just it's just Charlie being Charlie.
Yeah, after this we need to see if he did a video on SS Sniper Wolf.
Oh, he's done several on Sniper Wolf. Although that's drama that I'm not quite as fascinated by as I am with the Johnny Somali drama.
Yeah.
For anybody who has not heard of that sentient genital wart, boy, have you been missing some weapons grade cringe.
Don't even get me started.
Oh.
So, someone spoke up about that. Her name is Rhonda Miles, and she runs a pancreatic cancer foundation in Nashville. And they actually donated to Madison and testified at the hearing. It was devastating to sit there and watch Scott County prosecuting attorney act like a defending attorney, so that was tough. And I think she'll have a lot of questions to answer from the locals on that at some point. Why are you defending this girl when you were supposed to be prosecuting? I couldn't agree more. This is not something that is just some whoops-a-daisy mistake kind of silly, stupid, quirky, dumb decision that a young person makes. It's not. This is a cold, calculated, evil plan that she did make like $39,000 from. I don't know why they took it so lightly here. But anyway, before I get to what her sentencing looked like, why don't I let you hear from her herself when she talked about this in court.
20-year-old Madison Russo pleaded guilty to a charge of first-degree theft after police said she pretended to have cancer and received donations online.
I didn't do this for money or greed.
Bullshit.
I didn't do this for attention.
Bullshit.
I did this in an attempt to try to get my family back together.
Shit.
I saw a comment point something out pretty profoundly. It said her plan was to get the family back together, and it worked. They all came to court with her. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. She never said how the family was going to come back together, so, But I don't necessarily believe that. I feel like if the plan was to get the family back together, why the fuck are you making a GoFundMe and making money off of it, right? Plus,
why are you faking having a disease in the first place? Why are you faking having a shitty fucking disease and setting up a GoFundMe and with using that faking having a disease to set up a fake GoFundMe to grift money from people who think they're giving to a good cause? You absolute fucking chode.
Chode.
Yeah.
I love that word. Chode.
Oh, great. Now you're starting to sound distant and echoey.
That'll be alright.
It ain't gonna be for me. It's gonna piss me off. Hang on a second. I'm gonna leave the call and then come back.
Alright.
3, 2, 1. Alright.
Hello.
There we go. Call unfucked.
Nah, fuck off Discord.
Yeah.
Alright, that's taken care of.
Okay.
let's just assume that your nefarious plan you cooked up worked and your family all did come together to support you. It's absolutely going to crumble when you don't go to doctors to get your treatment, right? So if the family came together, they would immediately know that you are a lying sack of shit because you would not be going to any of these treatment facilities and they'd want to support you, right? So they would immediately know that something is wrong since you're not actually getting any treatment from any medical professionals. It doesn't make sense. So
this whole thing sounds like the plot of a shitty feel-good comedy from the 90s.
Yeah.
It just feels like a whole like this bullshit happens and then shenanigans ensue, and it's like a, pair Madison Russo with, like, I don't know, a fucking movie like American Pie or Liar Liar. Except those movies are actually fucking good.
Yeah.
But it's like goofy, wacky, goofy situations that bring the group together, like American Pie. We're all trying to get laid. Liar Liar. Guy is a pervasive liar, and now he can't even attempt to fib. Ugh. Jesus.
People fucking enrage me, bro.
Yeah, this is kind of why I'm not a very good people person.
No shit. Just, bro. Seriously, if you're gonna do this shit, fuck off. For real.
Yeah, you need to crawl inside of this idea and lay eggs before you even contemplate
No shit.
doing it. Ugh. I got no respect for anybody who I got no respect for anybody who would play with someone else's emotions or vulnerabilities. For whatever reason, I don't care if you're manipulating them for an emotional end goal or personal satisfaction or money. Fuck you. I got no respect for you.
Yeah, just Fuck you, for real. Just a bunch of worthless, lying sacks of shit. It's annoying as fuck.
But like I said, she has completely screwed up her entire life to the point where she... her name and her face are forever going to be synonymous with lying.
Yep, she fucked herself.
Congratulations,
I guess...
you played yourself.
Congratulations, you fucking played yourself.
As much as I don't care for DJ Khaled.
Hey, recite a DJ Khaled lyric. DJ Khaled. I see Kevin Smith in better memes than that guy.
Dude, when the Aladdin remake came out, I was working at the theater in my area, and I was talking with a coworker about Will Smith and DJ Khaled having a song over the end credits. And my buddy was like, dude, what does he even do? Because it's like every time I've ever heard him, he just shows up, says DJ Khaled, and then that's it. That's all he ever does.
He dips the fuck out.
Exactly.
Like, he's bumming off of other people's songs. That fat bastard.
Yeah, supposedly he's vegan, too.
Oh, that's a load of bullshit. Look in the mirror and tell me that you're lying to yourself.
He looks like King Hippo from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Damn!
Dude, if they ever make a Punch-Out into a movie, he should absolutely play King Hippo.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, you know John Bernthal really wants to make a Punch-Out movie where he plays Little Mac?
I can see it.
I'd watch it. I'm not a fan of like sports movies, but I'd watch it just for John Bernthal. Being in a Punch-Out movie.
Do you know John Bernthal went to a comic book shop to buy comics to study up on the role of the Punisher? And the guy behind the counter said, "No, you're not going to buy these. You're going to buy this and this and this. Don't screw this up."
Nice.
That's fucking
Alright.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
I don't think that was the real motive. That was just trying to weasel her way out of a very, very serious situation here because she scammed people out of $39,000. Now, she was ordered to repay that money that was donated to her, which is good. So all of the people who donated money, I believe, got money back for it. So
good.
It's at least a nice conclusion for them. They didn't just lose out on that forever.
The judge sentenced Russo to a suspended sentence of 10 years. That means she won't go to jail unless she gets in trouble in the future, but it will go on her record.
And basically she received probation where as long as she doesn't do anything stinky again in the next 3 years, she won't go to jail. But if she does reoffend and do something bad, then she will. Overall, I think she got off pretty easy from this. Oh, I forgot to mention she has 100 hours of community service work, which, you know, that's not exactly the harshest punishment here to fit the crime, if you ask me. To deceive people with a lie like this here and rake in $39,000 with people that believe they're supporting a cancer patient who's going through an incredibly intense battle is so sickeningly disgusting. And I cannot believe how light the sentencing on not only her case, but cases similar to this have been in the past. Like I said, she's not the only one to do this. She's actually far from the only one to do this. But for some reason, they never actually face big repercussions for it. And I guess I just don't really understand why, because it is still a big very lucrative scam that they're engaging in. It's highly illegal. So why is it always so light with the punishment? I don't know. Sometimes they don't even face punishment. There's been a couple of times in the past online where people have faked cancer, got a bunch of donations, and then just left, vanished, and come back a couple of years later, pretend it never happened, and they're just fine, and they don't get in any trouble or anything. I don't know. It's just so weird to me. But yeah, I wanted to go over this pretty evil case here of a TikToker being a big ol' sack of shit. That's about it. So yeah.
Russo's a big old.
She might as well have just received a slap on the ass.
No shit. For real.
Like, in my opinion, she should have. Forget about 10-year suspended sentence. She should have gotten 10 years in pound you in the ass prison.
Yeah, she should have went to fucking prison for sure, for 10 years, like they were saying she was going to.
Well, like I said, her name and her face will forever be synonymous with fraud and theft, so she's at least got the fact that she will never be a trustworthy name or face ever again.
Well, she brought on her fucking self.
Yeah. How much more time do you think you got?
Nah, I got like 10 minutes at the most.
Well, in that case,
You want to...
Sorry, what?
What? Go for it. What's up?
I would like to bring back a series that I've been wanting to bring back for a while. Little series that I did back in 2021 called Chris Vents. And here, I'm gonna just kind of full screen my my face for the stream here. So,
all right.
So for this month, I opted to play a bunch of Metal Gear games, and so far it's going pretty well. I played Metal Gear, the PS2 port of the original MSX2 game. That video just premiered 2 days ago. I did a playthrough of Metal Gear, the NES port, which that video is going to be premiering on Saturday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yesterday, I recorded and uploaded a playthrough of Snake's Revenge for the NES, which is going to be premiering on Monday the 13th, I believe, at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, Snake's Revenge. For those of you who may not be familiar with Snake's Revenge, it is the standalone sequel to the NES port of Metal Gear 1. And both games were made completely without Hideo Kojima's oversight. Except Metal Gear on the NES, even though there's a lot of level design changes and the story is very, very compacted compared to the MSX2 version, is still a very solid, pun marginally intended, a very solid game. It's one that I recommend people check out at least once, especially if you have the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection that just came out. Snake's Revenge is a completely different story. So, a little behind the scenes on this, on my playthroughs. So, I use a lot of emulators for my gameplay. Obviously, I use save states for my gameplay. Usually that's just so I have a much smoother playthrough. That'll take less time. It takes less time just using an emulator versus fucking up and having to restart whole chunks of the game all over again, especially those old NES games, which pretty much fuck you over. Which would pretty much fuck you over and then tell you to get good.
Dicks.
But still, Metal Gear, the MSX version, and the NES version were still fairly balanced games. So my playthrough of Metal Gear on the MSX, the PS2 port of OG Metal Gear, came up to... It's an 85-minute video off of that was cut down from, by the time I finished recording that playthrough, it was roughly 2 hours and 58 minutes of footage to work with. Because sometimes I'll redo whole boss battles just so I make sure I can get that good take. My playthrough of Metal Gear on the NES, the final video, the raw footage came up to about 2.5 hours for me to work with, and I managed to cut that down to 77 minutes. Snake's Revenge is so cheap. The stealth mechanics which rely on the enemies don't see you unless you're standing exactly on their exact, unless you are standing exactly eye level with them. So it's like if they're facing in your general direction and you're not standing behind cover, they're going to see you. And plus the enemy AI in that game is random, so you might think you've got a pattern marked down, but then you go up to stealth kill them, and then boom, next thing you know, the whole place goes to red alert so fast there's actually a guard lodged inside your duodenum before you can even utter the phrase, "Kept you waiting, huh?" A stealth mechanic that's touchier than a pizza party on Epstein Island.
Damn it, Chris! Are you trying to kill me?
Probably.
I reckon you fucking are.
Between that, an insane, almost vertical difficulty spike constantly screwing you over, and from how many fuck-ups I had to deal with, however many times I had to repeat boss battles, however many times I had to load a save state because of suddenly being discovered by the randomized AI. Guess how long my raw footage for Snake's Revenge wound up being?
What?
So, the final video was an hour and 43 minutes long. The raw footage, before I started editing it all down, was just a hair over 6 hours.
Jesus Christ, dude.
6 hours. And that's without even going in, and just the fucking difficulty in the randomized AI is nothing compared to the foobar fucking... The game is so fucked up it actually has two different narratives. So,
foobar.
So back then, when Japanese games would get translated over in the West, usually the localization was handled without the original developer's oversight. So the Western localizers could just make up whatever bullshit narrative they wanted for the game, and us filthy round eyes would have been none the wiser. And Konami was notorious for this practice back in the 8-bit era. Metal Gear suffered from this, and Snake's Revenge suffered from it as well. If you go by the in-game story for Metal Gear, your main enemy, the Commander of Outer Heaven, the man who wishes to destroy the world with Metal Gear, is Big Boss, is your Foxhound Commander Big Boss. Even though, thanks to series canon that via Metal Gear Solid 5, we now know that that was not the real Big Boss. It's actually Venom Snake, the Big Boss double that you play as in Metal Gear Solid 5. If you go by the in-game story, it's Big Boss that you're fighting. If you go by the game's instruction manual, not only is he not Big Boss, because Big Boss is actually, in the instruction manual, is referred to as Commander South for whatever fucking reason. But the Commander of Outer... But as per the instruction manual, the Commander of Outer Heaven is a guy named Colonel Vermin Katafi. As opposed to Muammar Gaddafi, I guess.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And Snake's Revenge also has the same bullshit in it. If you go by the in-game story, your main enemy is Big Boss, who has apparently been resurrected as a Terminator that looks suspiciously like RoboCop.
Wow.
If you go by the game's instruction manual, not only is Metal Gear never mentioned, even though the game ends with you blowing up a Metal Gear, there's some kind of super weapon mentioned, but it's definitely not referred to in the manual as Metal Gear. If you go by Snake's Revenge's instruction manual, your villain is a guy named Hyarola Kakamami.
Serious?
I could not make this bullshit up if I sat down and tried, man.
My good lord.
To steal a quote from Play It Bogart, this is the equivalent of opening your copy of Splinter Cell Chaos Theory and finding the manual for Sneak King. Yeah, you remember Sneak King, that weird-ass stealth game on the 360 where you literally played as the Burger King?
Dude, don't even get me started on that shit. Just, bruh. It also makes this whole situation also makes me think of a few years ago when I tried playing Metal Gear Survive. Good lord, that game was awful.
Yeah, I haven't even tried to play it, and I just the very concept alone just does nothing for me.
Yeah, it's some bullshit.
But like Metal Gear Survive, which was made after Kojima had departed from Konami, both the NES port of Metal Gear and Snake's Revenge were done completely without Kojima's oversight. Now, because of a lot of changes that were made to the NES version of Metal Gear, Kojima wound up disowning it. He referred to it as utter garbage. Which I don't necessarily agree with. Obviously, the MSX2 version is the superior version. Both versions of the game are on the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection. As is Snake's Revenge, although I recommend just ignoring that and playing Metal Gear 2 instead.
Yeah. No shit.
Snake's Revenge wound up going over so poorly that Kojima was asked by a Konami executive to come back and make a proper sequel to Metal Gear, which is how we got Metal Gear 2, and that, of course, led to Metal Gear Solid, and however many sequels and spin-offs came from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure when you watch my playthrough of Snake's Revenge, when it premieres next week, you might look at it and think, okay, it doesn't seem that bad. It seems like a Metal Gear game. No. Just...
No.
And it's like they didn't even really improve on some of the issues that were in the first Metal Gear. Like there's in the original Metal Gear, and this is a thing in both the MSX version and the NES version, switching key cards to open specific doors. It's a very tedious process when you're trying to figure out, okay, does this card work with the door? Does this card work with the door? And you're trying to make sure which card works with what door before an enemy turns the corner and suddenly you've got 5 guards up your ass. It's an exceptionally tedious process. And it especially doesn't help when they brought back... Not only did they bring back the pits from the NES version, but there's a trick to... In the NES version, when you can open up a menu, and as a pit is opening, and it'll stop the pit in its tracks. So even though it's still there and it doesn't show up when you go back to the main screen, you can still... Yeah. It's not opening up anymore, so you can just go on your merry way. Not only do they bring those back, but the menu trick doesn't work. Or at least by the time you see it opening up, the pits open up so fast that your reaction time is basically has to be godlike, and good fucking luck with that.
Like playing the boulder section on Resident Evil 4's professional mode.
Yeah, good luck. Good fucking luck with that.
Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, but we gotta start wrapping this up because I got stuff to do tonight for my birthday.
Yeah, so I'm going to just leave you off with this. If you want to know what happens in Snake's Revenge, just read the synopsis on Wikipedia. If you want to play Snake's Revenge, don't. Just play Metal Gear 2. It's a much better game, and it's a much better sequel, and it's actually made by the guy who created Metal Gear in the first place. In the immortal words of Played Bogart, Snake's Revenge makes me want to grind up and snort a copy of Wall Street Kid.
Damn, that was oddly specific.
So, yeah. I just had to... had to get that out of my system. The one good thing about replaying Snake's Revenge is that I never have to play it again because it's not canon with the rest of the goddamn series.
I'm sure Lily feels the same about doing the Sherry part in the RE2 remake on our channel.
Okay, but in any event, that's going to do it for this stream. You go enjoy yourself for whatever you're going to do for your birthday.
Appreciate it, brother. And appreciate everybody who tuned in. Sorry it was short, but you know, things kept switching around on me, so
yeah. But hopefully we will get back to a regular streaming schedule soon. Keyson's got some things going on in his personal life, and I'm working a lot because of the holidays coming up.
Yeah.
But
good luck.
But hopefully we'll get something going.
Yeah, we should be able to, but probably won't be able to do much till after the baby's born.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we shall see how things go.
Yes.
But anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll catch y'all later.